All right, everyone, welcome to Monday Motivation. And I absolutely love these episodes. I love them. Massive self-reflection of myself and an opportunity to share, speak, normalize, get vulnerable, and really start your week off right with the right intention and getting clearer and clearer what you want. So it's Monday, and this episode is for the man who feels like he's got it on the outside together, but on the inside, something's off. You're showing up for work, your family, your goals, but mentally, you feel like you're stuck in your own head. Trust me, I'm saying this because I know what is that feeling. I know that feeling when you think everything's going well, people are complimenting you, but something inside is off ticker. So today we're going to get raw. We're going to get real, and I'm diving into the questions I think every high-performing man needs to hear. And I'm excited about that. I really am. So, like I said last time, guys, how it always works, I ask the audience what they want, and in return, they give me the questions they want to speak about. So, the first question, well, let's get it down to find out how many questions we've got. We've got 4. I broke it down to 4 questions today because I really want to delve into these 4 ones in particular. There's many more, but I really think these are the best ones. So, and massive shout out to all our new members as well who've signed up to the Patreon account. If you are a full-fledged member, congratulations. You will get some clothing, some journals, a part of our community, sea dips, saunas, run clubs, all of it's there for you. So that will get sent out to you shortly if you are a member. So thank you so much. And let the good times roll. But yes, and before you know, guys, just to let you know, little heads up. I am looking a little brown at the moment. Went on holidays on the weekend, touched base down in Spain, and it was beautiful. So if you see this nice olive tan, little shout out to Spain. Anyway, let's do this. So we got 4 questions today, like I said. So this is getting out of your head. So why do so many men feel stuck in their own head, even when life looks successful on the paper? That's a good one, isn't it? That's a really good one straight away. Why do so many men feel stuck in their own head even when life looks successful on a paper? And this is a massive one. You might have the house, the business, the family, but everything is internally off tilt. And we talk about it a lot. We talk about this thing called alignment, and that might sound a bit tree huggerish to some people, but alignment comes back down to who you are, and are you doing things from your basis of your own values, what really lights you up, or are you doing it from a place of society's pressures, that I had to get that job, or I had to get into this, or I had to do that, because that's what society tells me is right for me. But deep down, I love woodworks, but I'm in a job that's office-based, or, I love creating and building, but I'm in a place that's kept me in a box, and I just have to tick the box all the time, and it doesn't fulfill me anymore. And how long have I been doing that for? How long have I been suppressing that area? Or maybe it's in, I constantly go into areas of my life, going into old patterns. I chase chaos instead of stability. Or I'm always trying to please people, but I don't actually like them. But whenever we seem like we're on all the time providing and filling other people's cups, people always assume that we're in a good place. But reality is, if we're out of alignment, we're doing it from an unauthentic area, then expect. So yeah, you might have the house, like I said, you might have the business, the family, but you're constantly spinning, overthinking, and second guessing yourself. Now, you're not broken, that's for sure. You're definitely not broken. But because you've never had the space to process the pressure, and that's the biggest thing, is being in an environment that gives you that area to process everything that's going on. Makes you feel like this isn't as bad as what it is, but this internal dialogue going on with me right now, or this thought that I'm having on and on for the last months, weeks, or even years, it's telling me something. It's telling me I've either outgrown this area or I'm off tilt and I need to get back into alignment. So what does that look like for you? And the biggest part is, if you're not doing anything for yourself and you're doing it for other people, then that's a recipe for disaster. So the biggest way to do this is actually get back to knowing who you are, what you want, and how you're going to get there. Now, when I say to a lot of people, what do they want when they're in a place of feeling overwhelmed or stuck, they can't essentially give me the answer because they're in a place of survival. They're not in a place of clarity or, my head's way above the water and I can make real calculated decisions on my future. They're normally surviving. They've been in a place of just surviving this whole time. So for you to get in that position, it's getting into a place of getting aligned with maybe a coach or someone like myself who gives you that opportunity to ask the right questions, get clarity on what you want and how you're going to go down that path with direction and real accountability. And I'm telling you right now, after so long of doing it, the stabilizers essentially will come off the bike and you'll start to just go into motion. You ride momentum, confidence goes up. You start to become more true to yourself. You start to connect with the right people. But that all comes from that place of getting out of your own head and doing things which are designed for you instead of doing what society has told you to do. The next one then, though, is, and this is it's as if this is the core. What I've just spoke about right now is the underlying area of us. That's our foundation. So if we can get the foundations right, then the next process is a lot easier. But what tends to happen, and this is what I'm going to roll straight into the second question, is the power of self-talk. The most damaging thing you can say to yourself silently every single day, it's usually some version that, you're not enough. You should be further ahead. What's wrong with you? And the reality is, I just had to tap the dog then. He was snoring next to me. I brought him into the studio today and he was snoring. So apologies if you can hear that snore in the background. But the reality is, guys, the most powerful thing that you can do is how you talk to yourself. And I'm telling you right now, that internal dialogue is so big. It's so important that if you don't recognize what you're saying and you're letting these negative thought patterns come in, you're going to feel stuck for a long, long time. So the reality is, it's changing that thought pattern. But that comes from doing things which light you up more. Because when you do things which light you up more, well, you're going to positive self-talk to yourself. You're going to be in a different emotional state. And when you're in a different emotional state, you're going to start to feel a different approach and a different version of yourself and speak to that person differently. So if you start to do that, there's a higher chance you're going to speak better about yourself. There's nothing wrong with you, but something needs to change. And if you're willing to change, if you're willing to take that action, if you're willing to become more aligned, then everything will start to shift. And when you start to shift, I'm telling you right now, you're not spinning plates over you all the time. You're actually aligned. Everything just goes, and you're in this nice alignment, and everything seems to flow. Doors start to open. You start to connect with the right people. But I'm telling you right now, it all stems back from how you talk to yourself. What are you grateful for? What are you doing well? It might be, instead of doing something new and telling yourself, I'm never good enough, it's actually, you know what? I'm leaning into this discomfort right now, and I'm growing, and I'm being patient with myself. And the more and more I become patient with myself, the more and more I see change. It's not massive change, but I'm going to get there over time with repetition. And I'm so grateful of myself, of leaning into this area myself. The more and more you start to speak like that, when you start to do new things, you just become more gentle with yourself, more kind to yourself. And when you start to do that, it's just like everything starts to flow more. But the biggest thing is you flow with yourself more. So the question becomes, how do you stop being your own bully? How do you stop being your own bully? And that's probably one of the biggest things that transformed my life, is doing something like this right now and coaching other people now, is becoming your biggest hero or becoming your biggest supporter as yourself instead of being your biggest bully. And that's why I'm launching the Unbreakable program right now, where we shift that voice from critic to coach, from sabotage to strategy. And that all starts on the 1st of August. But if you didn't even want to do that, and I'm not telling you to do that, even though it will benefit you, if it's just something simple as you changing the way you think about yourself or changing the way you speak about yourself, this can all happen. But you've got to be willing to do it. And you've got to be willing to notice that you've got to train yourself, reprogram the way you think in order to do this. It's not just going to be an overnight success, but you've got to be willing to try, pursue, and keep leaning into that discomfort. Even if it was just writing 3 things you're grateful for about yourself every day. It's going to feel weird at the start, but if you keep doing it, I guarantee something is going to start to shift. You're going to start to feel a bit better. When you start to feel a bit better, that's when you change your emotional state. And when you change your emotional state, well, you can see more opportunities of potential instead of seeing things in a scarcity mindset. So, question 3. What do you actually want? What do you actually want? And let's be honest. Are you chasing goals that actually matter to you? Or are the goals that just look good on Instagram or social media or feel like it's external pressure? Because when you're doing it for that reason, you're not going to be satisfied, And no matter how much money you make, even though money will be great for you, if you're not doing it from a place that lights you up, I'm telling you right now, you're not going to be fulfilled. But if you're going to do it from an authentic place, which gives you more money, while connecting the right people and excited on a daily basis, or waking up on a Monday and enjoying and looking forward to whatever it is you're doing, that's real success. So most men, though, I'm going to be honest right now, most men don't have clarity on that. They're chasing cash, abs, cars, the lot, and thinking that'll fix it. And I'm telling you right now, when you get there, this ain't going to fulfill you. You're going to be like, is that it? I thought I was going to feel different. And the scariest moment for most men is achieving everything he thought he wanted, achieving everything that you thought that you were going to want, and still feeling empty. And I'm telling you right now, guys, you're going to either do this on your own and learn it and do it and achieve it and realize that emptiness, or you start to lean in and become more aligned with who you are. And I'm going to constantly repeat this word and drum it into your head, because this is what you need. This is what you need. And I'm telling you right now, you are designed for far more. You weren't designed to be here just to tick a box. You are designed for far more than that. And that's why we spend so much time in the program building goals that align with you, who you actually are. And that's when it stops feeling forced. And that's when it starts to be feeling really powerful. That's when you start to feel really powerful in who you are. And I'm telling you, this is all achievable. This is all achievable. It's massive. And part 4. This is the question 4, sorry. This is the other part that we want to lean into now, is you don't have to do it all alone. You don't have to do it all alone. And I'm going to tell you right now, at one stage in my life, when I was struggling, when I was trying to keep my head above the water, I thought I had to do it alone because I was weak to share my vulnerabilities with someone. I was weak to think, is this normal? Is this normal that I'm doing all these things? I've worked my ass off. I bought that house and I'm still feeling empty. Or I've got that car that I always wanted. I'm still feeling empty. Or I've hit that milestone, which meant nothing. Until I realized, like, you know what? I have a different calling, which is far greater for me. And I've got to get around the right people in order to do that. And that's me becoming vulnerable. Not in a scared way, but actually being vulnerable to be like, I want to achieve that, but how do I get to that? And that's what it's all about. And that's the program is designed on getting you aligned. But imagine if you've got 10, 20, 30 other members around you that are on the same journey as you. I'm telling you right now, that speed that you're going to go is quadruple the speed that you were going to go originally on your own. You're not going to hit many roadblocks in a group, but on your own, you're going to hit multiple roadblocks. And if you don't have the skill set, the tools to overcome that, or the accountability, I'm telling you right now, you're going to fuck up. So, why do we believe strength means doing it alone? And why is that? Why is that? Why do we think that we need to do it alone? I'm going to tell you right now, it's pride. It's being brought up in a certain environment. It's maybe seeing our fathers or our granddads or our family, our mums, whatever it is, seeing how they dealt with it. But I'm telling you right now, that doesn't have to be your path. You don't have to turn to negative coping mechanisms or bad habits in order for you to get what you want or deal with stress. There's another way out of this, which is way more easier, way more beneficial. And I'm telling you right now, your confidence is going to be so much different when you go down the other path, the path which is designed for you. I'm telling you right now. So, what I will say, you're not stuck. You're not stuck in life. You're just stuck in your own head right now. And the longer you stay there, the louder the noise gets. So the first way of breaking this is deciding to take action. So you know what? I want more out of my life. I want to remove these bad habits. I want to cut the BS. I don't have to go to rock bottom to acknowledge this. I'm ready to change right now. And I'm ready to transform my life in all areas. And you can do that. You can definitely do that. I want you to break that negative self-talk. I want you to realize that you don't have to overwork and buy all these exterior things to be extremely happy. It's a bottomless pit of emptiness. You can feel more content having less while doing the things you love with the right people around you. And it's all here on your doorstep. It's all here on your doorstep. You don't have to be local. You don't have to be in the area of the country. There's opportunities everywhere for you right now if you want it. And I'll tell you right now, you're designed for so much more. You are designed for so much more. It's just allowing yourself to take that opportunity. So guys, thank you so much. This has been vulnerable, open, and more importantly, actionable. We have the Unbreakable program, which is ready to rock and roll on the 1st of August, but the doors have opened today. So if you want to find out more, email me at admin@ollieolds.com or Instagram message me at ollie_olds1. Or in this link, you'll find access to me if you want to jump on a one-to-one call and get the ball rolling straight away because you are ready to rock and roll. But guys, thank you so much. Start your week off right. And I'm super grateful for this. Super grateful for you guys for buying into everything, leaning in, becoming a member, and more importantly, wanting more out of life. Because that's what it's all about, guys. Thank you so much.